Hi, I want you to meet John. John is a father of 3-year-old son.
This is a fictional character.
This is a fictional character. And like many other parents, John feels responsible to give him some life lessons, to teach him to be creative, to be able to solve problems, to share with others. But John is a really busy person. He's at work from 9 to 5. When he gets home, eat dinner with family, there is 7. Junior, like most of the toddlers, goes to bed at 8. So they got only 1 hour to spend the quality time together. So John is really confused. He's got so little time and so much things to do with Junior. He needs some help. He needs some inspiration. He needs some ideas. Today, we launch Duckie Deck, a place where he can play, learn, and smile together with Junior. It's so simple. He just enters his date of birth, and he is able to play over 100 games. Games that would explain to Junior many important things, like sharing. So they sit together in front of the computer and let Duckie Deck assist them. So John has got some tint popping down from the bottom, and he asks Junior, how many children they are on the picture? And they count together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many pieces of chocolate do we have, Junior? Only 1. So Junior needs to decide, how is he going to share the chocolate? And he split it. Give 1 piece to a girl, and she becomes smiling. So Junior says to his dad, Dad, look, she's smiling. And he takes the other piece and gives to the boy. He becomes smiling too. So Junior is playing the game while John explains him the whole sharing situation. John is really happy because yesterday he had no idea how to explain sharing to the little children. But now, it seems so easy to him. How it reflects with real life. The next day, Junior is really happy to share his cupcakes with the children in the kindergarten. So John is really proud of him. The next day, they play the other game about brushing the teeth. So you see, the hippo, his teeth are in trouble. So Junior picked the toothbrush and start to clean the hippo's teeth. And they talk about it. Now they are clean and shiny, and Hippo is smiling. So in the evening, Junior is really happy and see a lot of fun to brush his teeth together with his dad. Junior can also play by himself. John see it as a really safe and educational area. And there are many, many more ideas for John to talk about with his son, Junior. Like, for example, recycling, nature, emotions, or the human body. There is more. Duckie Deck collects detailed information about each play and put it to the parent dashboard. So John sees how much time Junior spends playing games. He also sees that Duckie Deck collects information in 4 main areas of cognitive development: social, emotional, analytical, practical, and creative. So he knows now that it is equally important to develop these 4 areas. And when he noticed that analytical skills, they play less, he's able to balance all the activities. So basically, he turns the auto balance on, and the magic happens. To the children dashboard, all the games are shuffling, and the games which develop analytical skills, they're going to the top. So the next time either Junior plays by himself with his dad or with his grandpa, the chances he can choose those games are much, much higher. So Duckie Deck is a place when John can find a lot of inspiration and ideas to spend a lot of creative time with Junior. And for Junior, it's a really good place to play, learn, smile together with his dad. And today we're launching. I want to share some lessons. This is Marek, and my name is Rafal. I'm a father of 3 little children. And 4 years ago, actually, I had the same problem like John had on the beginning of our story. And 4 years ago, we started to create educational games which will help parents to talk with the children, to inspire them to spend more time together. And we create over these 4 years in Poland over 350 games. We call them Ciufcia in Poland. And we are really proud because right now, every second Polish family, they are playing Ciufcia games. So we learned a lot, we got a lot of inspiration. And we put new features like parent dashboard and all those analytics. And we're launching Duckie Deck today in the States. So what are our lessons? Ask parents, test on kids. Most of our inspiration comes from parents. So we got a lot of emails like about the different situation they want to explain. But we always tested on kids. I know it might seem so obvious, but we tested on kids and see it is also engaging for them. The second thing, we got no branded characters, and it's possible. Most of the parents know that we got a lot of branded characters around, and they become heroes of our children. In our games, we want parents to become hero of their children, and we enable them. Remember about grandparents. In Poland, over these 4 years, we noticed that over 10% of our audience, they are grandparents. So when we create the games and we create the platform, we make also this so easy so the grandparents can really easy play with their grandsons or granddaughters. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's hear it for Duckie Deck. And thanks for making the trip from Poland. Half of all families using this in Poland right now.
All of the families, yeah.
Ciufcia, your previous version, now this is the American version. We try to be very international here at the conference. What do we have? Argentina, Toronto, Canada, Israel, Italy. Yeah, so
and Poland.
We really put a little focus on that. Thoughts from our panelists, our judges? Anyone?
So maybe I'll take a start.
A little
I have a 3-year-old.
The microphone.
Sure. One thing that really surprised me is that, and maybe I will get pretty negative comments for saying this, but a lot of these technologies are really great, and I'm really surprised that obviously kids in K-12 is really interesting, but why don't you apply this in a corporate learning area? Like, I'm a father of 3-year-old, and I like how you design the game, but honestly, I feel very negative about it personally, despite your penetration in Poland, because I think it would take away from one-on-one time with me and my kids. It's my subjective feeling. I should be able to do that through interacting with my kids and not using the computer as a substitute and let the kids play a game. So I feel better as a parent that, my kids is learning this game and I'm getting the analytics. So in my opinion, it's great technology, it's great platform, and despite your great success in Poland, I'm not really sure the 1 to 5-year-old is best market for this.
Can I comment on it?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
There is a lot of parents that need inspiration to talk to their children. They work a lot, and when they come home, they have no idea what to do with their children, actually. Because nobody actually teaches us how to be a parent, how to spend the creative time. So if you got so many ideas and you spend a lot of time with your 3-year-old son, that's great. But actually, we are not putting families and children to the computer. We're inspiring them to go outside of the computer. That's actually the role of this platform, of Duckie Deck. It's giving inspiration and taking them out of the computers.
Okay. So, I actually had quite the opposite perspective. I thought that it's a phenomenal application. Yeah. Phenomenal application. It's simple. The analytics are great. You've incorporated the simplest form of adaptive in there so that the kids are getting the stuff that they need. And it looks like it's designed for co-computing, right, for a facilitated experience. So I thought it was really neat. And I think in this space of early learning, there's tons on spelling and math, and I think life skills is under fulfilled. So I think it's really great.
Thank you very much. One, Lex?
I liked the emphasis on that collection of skills as well. I thought that was really great. I have a presentation thought for you, which is I think your story about what you've done in Poland is really fundamental and really interesting. I wish you'd actually flipped your presentation and started by telling us what your experiences were in Poland and how that's kind of informed the development of everything that you've done. Because I think there's real strength there. So I would encourage you to think about flipping the story. Yeah,
thank you.
So I like this a lot. I mean, I agree with Aydin. There's some issues around should we do this, should we not? We talked about this earlier with the other application. But I've been looking for companies that do that and that focus on the kind of 18 months to going to school. For the past 4 years, I've funded a few, and they didn't end up working, quite that area. But I think it's it's very inspiring that you actually have success in Poland doing this, because I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people that don't have children that built this. The graphics are beautiful, you have success, you have a dashboard, you have an app live. So I think there's a lot of promise. Today when you look in the App Store, there's basically the preschool, Monkey Preschool, and that dominates, the space between 3 years and 5 years in the App Store. And there's very little good apps for young children, and they end up all playing Angry Birds, which they don't learn too much about from some physics. Okay. So well done.
Dave, what are your thoughts? Life lessons learned through
I was trying
playing
to figure
games
out
together?
if I had something specific. Just between the platforms, so you have kind of the computer interface versus mom's iPhone, which was the favorite gadget by Maxim earlier. Just tell me a little bit about how you see distribution from a platform perspective for Duckie Deck.
Actually, this is most designed for computers, because we see that parents they're better spend their time with the children in front of the computers. And then the second thing is iPad. But the phones we also got the apps for iPhone, but it's mostly for keeping children occupied and not just spending time together with the parents. We need just a bigger screen to do it.
So maybe this is a unique U.S. insight, but I think that assumption is not entirely true in the U.S. For me, this is iPad, iPhone, 95%. Forget the computer.
Yeah.
This is an assumption for Silicon Valley, I think.
Yeah.
It's not an assumption for the whole United States.
Silicon Valley leads the way, right? I mean, what are the stats for iPad penetration in American households with income over $50,000? You get to a point where you just want to figure out who to go after.
How far away are we from having iPads in every house, or most houses?
Multiple iPads in every household, right?
I mean, that's going to be a year or two out.
Yeah, so year or two is nothing. I know it seems like a long time in the future. It's nothing. So think about 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah. You're not going to have a 7-year-old on a laptop.
You're absolutely right. But right now we've got
Joe,
only few games HTML5. But in 2 months, all of them will be in HTML5. So
Joe,
of course you'll be able to play.
We already have our apps in App Store, but they're also in HTML5.
So I'm going to have to revise my feedback slightly, because for me, everything I said was based on an iPhone, iPad application that you do with your children in the couch, together with them, not in a computer setting. Yeah. I think it's a very, very different environment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Joe, final thoughts?
I just agree. My kids look at my computer for work, and then they look at the iPad, and then we started to utilize the AirPlay. So a couple nights ago, we played Hangman, just using a drawing app, using the iPad. The kids and I don't interact with the computer. It's strictly iPad.
Here's an interesting question. How many people have used AirPlay before? How many people have used AirPlay? Right. So it's only like a third of people have actually ever used it. But once you use it and it clicks in your brain, because you have to have Apple TV, right, to have it. So I'm assuming the third of you have some Apple TV device. But that's going to be the future, and that's just going to be really powerful for guys like you. Let's hear for
also think about siblings with 2 iPads playing together like Hangman.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of things you can do on the iOS that you cannot do on a computer. So I mean, not to be the Apple fanboy, but it's Apple.
Okay, let's hear for Duckie Deck.